Blessed be everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to do a ritual that you could do every day to help you step into that version of yourself that is confident and doing and being who you want to be, doing the things you want to be doing. So this is an alchemical ritual, really, to turn the old version of yourself that you're uncomfortable with, that you don't like, into that version of yourself that you know yourself to be. You just don't feel comfortable being that person just yet. Before we do that though, my name is Sandra. I'm the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about Wicca and witchcraft, magic, rituals and shadow work, tarot, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to know where to start your witchcraft practice, but you're just confused by all of the practices out there and you don't know which ones to begin with, and you know, when should I start learning this or that, I have a free video. It's called How to Start Your Witchcraft Practice, and there's a link in the description field below this video. It's actually a masterclass, so it goes longer than your average video. It goes for about 50 minutes. So it's a really good way to sort of get a bit of an idea of, okay, oh, this is where I start, and I don't have to learn everything all at once. Now this ritual involves a candle. I'm using a red candle because red is the color of courage and confidence, and it's a very empowering color, but you can use a white candle or another color if what you're working on resonates with those particular colors. I'm using rosemary oil to dress the candle, and I've also got some rosemary leaves here to use in the rite as well. And I'm choosing rosemary because rosemary is great at helping you get clear, and when you get clear about things, it can help you feel more confident. And it is a plant that has a confidence aspect to it, so it's great to use if you're working on confidence. So I'm going to get the candle ready to use, but we are going to do a bit of a journaling process first before you actually start the ritual. So when I'm dressing the candle, I'm bringing in a new way of being, but in this process, it's an alchemical process. You're actually going to change what doesn't feel good into what does feel good, but I'm still going to bring in the good stuff. So I'm going to dress the candle with the oil starting from the tip of the candle down to the base of the candle. And then when it's ready, I'm just going to put it in the candle holder and just allow it to sit there until I'm ready to work with it. Now for the journaling process, you don't have to have a journal, but it is good to use your journal if you want to get clear about what it is you want to work on that day. The process is that when you get up in the morning, you're going to focus on your day, what's coming in your day, and focus on just listening to yourself. How are you feeling about the day? Is there something that you're going to have to do that day, whether it's a routine thing or whether it's a one-off thing, that you don't feel good about? It might be going to work, for example, or it might be you've got to do a presentation or something's due, or there's something that you want to change about the way you feel about the day and the way that you feel about yourself that day, or what it is you've got to do that day. You can also write down all the wonderful things, but what we're doing in this ritual is transforming what doesn't feel good into what does feel good. It's a magic you're doing on yourself, which is really the best magic in the world anyway. So if you find something, maybe there's something you've got to do in that day that's maybe worrying you a bit, or you're a bit nervous about, or you don't like, start writing about it. And what are the thoughts? What are you telling yourself about it? And try to uncover what your beliefs might be around this thing, whether that's beliefs about a situation or a person, or beliefs about yourself, and why it feels uncomfortable and how it feels uncomfortable in your body. And feel into that version of you that's uncomfortable with it. And you might note that there might be something about yourself that you're not happy with. Maybe you're not happy that you're feeling self-doubt about something, or maybe something is reminding you that you're not perhaps living your potential, that you're not really being who you really could be in the world, and so you're sort of feeling stuck in some way. And just notice how that feels. How does it feel to feel stuck? Where do you feel stuck? Because you kind of carry this energy with you, and it can also be a part of your identity if you've had it long enough. If you've grown up with self-doubt particularly, there could be feelings of being stuck or trapped in many, many areas of your life. And so you do need to be familiar with what that feels like, because that's the version of you that you're living in at the moment. Just allow yourself to be aware of that feeling. And then I want you to imagine the version of you that is the opposite of what that is. So if you're not feeling confident at all, what does the confident version of you look like? What are they wearing? What are they doing? How do they stand? Where are they? Are they in a different location? Where's that confident, empowered version of yourself? You may have an image of yourself in a more of a fantasy way. You might imagine that you're looking very, very witchy. You might be standing on top of a mountain with a staff in one hand and a lantern in another, and you may have some power animals with you, and you may be feeling the wind in your hand, and that may be something that you see, or someone you see yourself as when you are standing in your power. And it can be that. It can be a fantasy image of yourself, or it could just be you as you feel you would be in everyday life, doing something that you feel you can't do because you don't feel empowered enough to do it or be it. So it could just be you looking out the window of a new home that you've just bought that is in a location that you love, and you can look out the window and see whatever it is you want to see: a beautiful garden, a forest, a creek, a river, the ocean, whatever it is. What's that version of yourself doing? How are they looking? How are they dressed? And how do they appear to you? You can write this down in your journal too, and just be aware of it. Be aware that that's a version of you. It is a version of you. And even if it feels like you could never be that person, or you could never feel really like that person, or you're kidding yourself if you're that person, or you're being arrogant thinking you could be that person, or it's just your ego having a bit of a fantasy about yourself being very powerful, don't worry about that. That's just the ego and just your programming telling you not to step into that version of yourself. So at this stage, you're just looking at an image of yourself in that version of yourself. It's disassociated, so you're not probably gaining anything from that. You're just creating it at this stage. But during the ritual, you're going to step into that version of yourself. So make sure that you're very clear on what that version of yourself is. So when it's time to do your ritual, clear your space. You may want to clear it with incense or salt water. You may even want to set up a circle. If you're doing this on a daily basis, then you may want to just set up a smaller energy circle, which is something that I teach in the Mystery Witch School 101, which is the circle of light. And that's something you can use on a daily basis, and you don't have to set up a full circle with the elements and everything in place. Focus on what your intention is. Your intention is to transform from feeling that stuckness or that limitation to stepping into that version of yourself and doing and having what it is that that version of yourself has and does. Then it's time to light your candle. And I'm going to sprinkle some rosemary around the candle too. Rosemary for clarity and confidence. Now I'm sprinkling it around in an anti-clockwise fashion because I'm in the southern hemisphere. If you're in the northern hemisphere and you want to sprinkle it around in a circle, go clockwise. And then you can either do this with your eyes open if you're great at being able to visualize or be in your imagination with your eyes open, which is something that I also teach in the Mystery Witch School 101, is how you can really get really good with your imagination to the point where you can start imagining things with your eyes open, that you don't have to close them. But at first, if it's easy to close your eyes and see that version of yourself that you know yourself to be, that you would love to be able to step into. At first, feel into the stuck version of yourself, what it is you want to change about yourself, and just allow it to be there and feel what it feels like. Now, this is similar to a ritual I did last week with Hecate, where you step into that version of yourself. You're going to do that again. Now, you could ask for Hecate to come in if you wanted to, but this is being specific about whatever that belief is about yourself, or that stuckness about yourself. And then just allow it to go away, just give it away. Just allow it to go. See that version of yourself that you want to step into. Step behind that person so that that version of yourself is looking away from you. Actually imagine yourself as you are now stepping into that version of yourself and becoming, it's like you're putting on a suit, you're putting on somebody else. You're stepping into being that person. So now you start to see what that person sees. If it's that fantasy version of yourself looking out over a landscape because you're on top of a hill with your staff and your power animals, when you look down at your feet, what do you see? When you look around you, what power animals are around you? What does your staff feel like when you're holding it in your hand? And how do you feel with the wind blowing through your hair? Do you feel wise? Do you feel creative? Do you feel a sense of connection to the animals, to the air, to the mountain? Or if it's just an average you, so it's you being a normal, average, everyday person, it's just that you're doing and having the things you want to do and have, then what do you see around you? What can you touch? And how do you feel being that person? You may be somebody who's more affluent than you are now. You may need to have more money to have what it is that you want. How does it feel to have that? And even if you do feel any icky feelings of, who do I think I am, or I can't do this couldn't happen to me, just acknowledge those feelings are there and those beliefs are there, but stay with this feeling of being in that person you really want to be. And when you feel that you're there, or you're even just close to being there, if it's a struggle at first, then you can open your eyes, look at the flame and say this chant. With this flame my strength ignites, Rosemary's power fuels my light. I embrace the self I choose to be, confident and free, so mote it be. And you can say that as many times as you want to say it, and to feel that, command it, command that you are that person, command that it happen. You don't need to do this for very long. You may only need to do this for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes if you're doing it every day. And I do recommend you do something like this every day if you're really trying to change something within yourself. Make this a journey of every day becoming who you really want to become. This is kind of a practical aspect of, or outcome of, shadow work, and using magic and ritual to help you do that. Now, in the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy, we do some shadow work, we do some investigation into the self in order for you to be able to learn to love yourself and accept who you are, and to understand that everybody has a shadow side. You're not the only one. And it's not about shaming yourself for it, it's about learning what it is, why it's there, how it works, and how you can integrate it into your life in a way that's actually helpful to you and others around you at the same time. So if you do want to learn witchcraft with me, that incorporates all of the normal witchcraft things like magic, spells, rituals, energy work, working with the seasonal cycles, the moon, and that self-inquiry, then join the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy. There's a link in the description field below this video for how you can do that. And if you're just new to all of this at the moment, then take a look at that free masterclass, because it will also show you how you can take it further and also join up with the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy if that's where you want to go. So the links are all in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe. My name is Sandra, and I'll see you on the next video.